Hello? Can anybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Um, I can't hear him. He's got us turned off on the call. So he's probably talking to you guys. I see him wiggling his hands around. Pretty soon we'll jump into the call. This is Minecraft Lab, the podcast. We're doing live recording, and I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this for the podcast. So, Keegers, if you're watching, uh, we're getting it done soon. So it'll be ready for next month. All right, Josh, Cherie, thank you guys for joining. Thank you for being here for this live recording of the podcast. We're talking 1.19 and everything to deal. We want to get your thoughts, your theories. This is, if you've listened to the podcast before, it's where we explore, experiment, and theorize about all things Minecraft. So, oh, awesome. Okay. So, do you see the text? The text window here. I think I need to make that a little bit bigger. We'll do that.
Hey, Miner.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you were just like waving your hands and stuff. I didn't know what was going on.
Oh no, I'm talking to my chat because I've just brought you into the chat after I just told everyone, if you come on, don't swear. Yeah, I'm just saying, can everyone hear Miner? Can people hear Miner? Yes, no, they're saying yes, yes, yes. So
Yeah, there's going to be some lag because I'm watching his stream. I don't know if he has my stream pulled up.
I do
So
have your stream up.
there's going to be some lag between the two. Um, like I said,
I'm watching your mouth and it's like not matching up to the words, and it's like I'm so confused.
same. Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. But once I get to editing the podcast, it will be audio only, so it'll sound good.
Oh, we can take our pants off it.
Okay, so Cherise says your volume is low. So how do I? Yes, coming through my stream. So how do I?
Okay, so you would need to adjust that.
Okay, user volume.
Rude.
Okay, let me know how that sounds. Hello, Mr. Lurker. I thought
I don't know why, Naku.
I thought Josh was the lurker.
Is that better?
Okay, can you guys hear Troj now? I've turned him up.
Hello. Hello, yes, hello. We barely hear Trojan, but why? And I'm even told by my stream that I'm low, and I don't understand why I'm low. Let me see.
Can you hear Troj on my stream? I've turned him up to 130%.
Oh yeah. Let me just see what I can do here. How's that? Or is that way too much? How's that, everybody? How is that?
What about on my
Is that
stream?
better?
Can you guys hear him on my
Hello,
stream?
hello. Too much.
Too
Too
much?
much.
Too much on your end?
Yeah, apparently. No, they just can't. No pleasing these people, mate. Too quiet. No, too much.
Okay.
All right, how's that? I'm gonna put it down to gain of 2.
Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on.
Hello, hello. How is that, Naku? Better. I aim to please, just for you, Naku. So as obviously this is the first time we've done this, everyone. So there's bound to be some teething issues as we work through it. So much appreciated your patience right now. Because obviously I've been working all day. Mine has been working all day. Mine just got home like 20 minutes ago, so we haven't had a lot of time to back and forth. So,
But I have
not,
coffee.
have you got a? You've got. I've got Coke, so I'm not sleeping tonight.
I have coffee.
Josh
Okay.
says there's nothing from me on your stream.
Nothing. Okay. Well, you're peaking. So, huh.
Testing, 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 testing. Have you got a desktop audio output?
No, I don't.
That's why they can't hear me then. So Enzyme, because I'm reading, he might need to turn me up.
Okay.
Well, Enzyme said that he can hear me on your stream, but barely. My stream's at 2 decibels, like 2 gain. So, am I fine on my stream, guys? Like, just talking about my stream from my chat. Am I okay? My volume. I'll definitely record my side of this as well, Miner.
Right. Okay, how's
Enzyme,
that?
I can hear. Enzyme said I can hear both on mine clearly, so I'm good. So your end now. You might have to turn me up more than 130%. Turn me up, baby.
How about that? Any better?
Hello, is it me you're looking for? Please don't sing church. Oh, viewers went from 11 to 0. So it might be on OBS setting of Discord input for Miner.
OBS setting. Okay, help me out.
Are you using Streamlabs or OBS?
OBS.
Yeah, I can't help you.
Okay, so I've got in the audio mixer, I have audio output capture, and it's picking you up, but they're just not hearing you.
Well, it must be I would say it's a Discord thing. The setting you got me on Discord, maybe? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I can turn you up.
Turn me up, baby.
Any better?
Hello.
People on my chat. Can you hear them any better?
Hello. I am talking. I'm saying something. Something.
It's been a heck of a week, so sorry we're not.
Not kidding.
I'm not as prepared.
I'm not either.
No? Enzyme says nah. Nah. Still very low. Huh.
Down low. Everyone's saying it might be on the OBS setting. Yeah, it's been too long since I've used OBS.
Yeah. I got frustrated with Streamlabs OBS.
Really?
Yeah, so I mean, but the problem is I haven't done a whole lot of streaming. So I'm getting back into it.
Yay. I must say, yeah, I'm the other way. OBS frustrates me. So I just find the integrations of Streamlabs a lot better, personally. Even though it's more of a resource hog. So yeah, I don't know what to. I got nowhere to direct you on that one. Sorry, sir.
I'm gonna try one more thing.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Does
So, while we're waiting for my stream, what is new for you guys in the world of Minecraft besides 119? What have you been up to? Let's chat. Let's chat. Oh, I can see through my shoulder. Oh, look at that.
okay?
Picked the wrong
So,
color.
oh, Flaherty, cool. Is the reverb gone?
Hello.
I,
Hello,
I,
hello.
I turned off one of the outputs. Is the reverb gone?
Hello.
I think it might be a thing between Discord. I don't know if can you set a separate output from Discord, or just you're capturing the whole whatever's on the desktop.
I'll start reading a book so your voice is going. What?
What?
You are very low on miners. We can hear you there, but you need to speak up. Well, I don't know what the answer is, guys. I can't answer you on that one.
Yeah, that's so weird. I mean, I don't know. Reverb gone, but
I don't
quieter now. Try turning them up in Discord. Okay. Let's.
The more you turn me up there, the more reverb you're going to get.
Or,
So,
no, I had reverb because of the. I had two different audio captures. I just turned one off.
fair. Well, you know what I'm like when we get into these discussions. I start getting very robust, so my voice is going to go up.
Yeah, and I spent the whole morning doing safety talks from a new position I've got at work. So my voice is about shot because I gave the same safety talk about 5 times.
No safety talks on podcast day.
Okay, so Flazzardy says it's louder now. So we're good. We're good. Better. Okay, let's get into it.
Well, I was going to say, what we can do is we can work on this for next time, and then let's just have fun tonight.
Yeah. We want to get you guys involved in this discussion. We're talking about that thing that just came out, that update to a game that I'm sure we've all heard about, Minecraft.
Never heard it. Never heard of it. Can you tell me more about it?
So it's a game of blocks, and then you put the blocks together and you build things.
Sounds like a crazy child's game.
Well, I don't know. It can be
I might have
fun.
to look into it though. I might have to look into it.
So we finally got the wild update on Tuesday.
It did. It did. It dropped
And
us here in Australia at about 1 a.m.
oh wow. It took, I think it on the East Coast, maybe, well, I was asleep. I think it was like noon or sometime, maybe later.
Mm-hmm.
But and they're already talking about 1.19.1.
I know, and they've put out another what do you call it, beta for Bedrock already.
Right.
So, yeah, interesting. But personally, I actually saw that coming. I thought that was going to be the case because I figured there was a lot of feedback. Let's put it that way. There's a lot of feedback on this release in the community, and I figured it wouldn't be long before we saw changes.
Right. And I mean, right after it was released, I mean, before it was released, the general consensus that I saw was people were disappointed. And then I saw Zuma put out a video that was this a disappointing update. So
Yeah, I haven't had the benefit of being able to watch that yet, but yes, I did see that as well.
right. So let's just ask chat. Are you guys excited for this update? Are you disappointed? I mean,
Mm.
some people say it's a big update, just as big as anything else. We're getting a lot of stuff, but other people are like, nah, it's a smaller update. How do anybody in chat? The
For me,
chess boat. Okay, go
for
ahead.
me, I was gonna say yeah. While chat are talking there, um, for me, I I don't know how to say this. I'm not going to be. I'm not trying to be negative about it, but it didn't excite me. Like with 116, I sat up because you never know the exact hour that it's going to drop. And with if I go
Right.
back to 116, I sat up and I waited for it to drop, and it dropped in Australia first earlier, and I was into it, and I was posting screenshots on Facebook, and I know people were saying, "Oh, it's not out yet. You're making it up." And it's like, here's the screenshots, and I was excited for that. Same with 117, 118 to the same degree, but this one it didn't really. I didn't feel the need to do it, so for me, I sort of see and feel that I can understand why people are saying that they're not excited by it because I wasn't overly excited for it and not overly excited for it either. But then when you actually stop and you think about it, there's a fair bit in this update. Um, yeah, but we can talk more about that as we go. I've got one comment here in chat from Naku saying, "I'm loving the update so far." And Enzyme says, I'm more excited about the mangrove actually than anything. Finally, a gradient to use with bricks. That's true. And, well, they definitely changed the color of the mangroves. So, yeah.
So my stream is frozen. Hopefully it's still going for you guys, but my webcam is of course having problems.
Yeah, you we're getting your best side there, your profile shot.
Right. But you guys can still hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay. Well, in my chat, I've got Zhao. He loves the chess boat, so it wasn't disappointing to him.
Mm-hmm.
I love the chess boat. I love that addition. Um, I think
I think
I might try
it's
and
a good option.
develop it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's a good option for early game transport of material, especially before you've got into that ender chest and shulker box. Certainly, I think it helps with that, and I think that's a really good addition personally.
Right. Uh, and then enzyme. Uh, excited about the mangrove swamp. Uh, yes. I mean, the I think we mentioned it in another podcast that the mangrove swamps they could have done the fireflies, used the same particles as we get with the spore blossom, and just had it a kind of a decorative type thing.
Yeah, there's no reason
Um,
they couldn't have done that, in my opinion,
and
at all.
just
There's no reason.
and just the frogs, the frogs would just remain the same. They'd eat slime or magma cubes. So, um,
I I know I saw a meme on Twitter the other day, and they said it was fireflies were taken out because it was unethical to expect them to be frog food. Yet I can jump into the game and smack a dolphin with my fist. So yeah, because that's totally ethical. So I don't buy that one, but we asked Naku how many dolphin heads she's got on the Interrealm server at the moment. So
dolphins. Naka's killing
mm,
dolphins.
I can neither confirm nor deny that one.
Oh my. Oh my.
She kills everything.
uh,
People, animals, everything except goats. Goats seem to have it on her, but we won't
well,
go there.
yeah. Apparently, we're gonna have to go rescue her goats from the end. If you guys never, if you guys didn't catch any of her streams, she took goats to the end. So we're gonna have to rescue them before we update, I guess.
Apparently, the goat rescue squad.
So that could be interesting. Um,
Naki said they killed me at the start of the season. They deserve to die. I believe your lack of breath was the cause. But I've got some more comments here. From this is actually very good. We're getting some feedback.
right.
I've got Jurassics. Hello, Jurassics. It feels like leftover elements from the last two updates. I'm not actually bothered by the Deep Dark at the moment or the LA. Like the mangrove biome, but really think there could have been another biome or more. And we touched that I think on the previous podcast. I think Minor, but for me, the wild update, it doesn't really seem to be the right name for it anymore, because when I think wild, I think open spaces, the outback, if you as you call it in Australia, the wild, out in the wild, and we get a swamp, and that's it. I agree with Jurassic's assessment. It feels like it's a leftover, and you know what? I don't actually have too much of a problem with that. And I agree with people calling this Caves and Cliffs Part 3 in a joking way, but I actually agree
Right.
with that. And I've got no problem with it, because we've ended up with like the Deep Dark with a much more well thought out product. And I think there's probably more tweaking that needs to be done to it. I think I'm okay with that. I agree we should have probably got more than the mangrove swamp biome, like in terms of biome reworking, at least the birch forest, because no, they didn't promise it, but they laid the groundwork for it. Um, you know, it, there's more. There's blocks in here that people don't seem to think how many new variety of blocks there are in the game. In the last update, we didn't get any new blocks in the part two. Like it was just terrain generation. Now we're
Right.
getting a whole suite of new blocks to play with, and as a builder, that excites me. So there's more substance to this update than on the surface you might think. But I also agree with the bigger picture of it, that it was maybe a bit on the lighter side in terms of for me anyway, for generating that excitement. So I sort of agree with that one there by Jurassics.
Right. And the problem I saw from the beginning, well, as things developed, is when they announced it, it seemed like it was going to be like a biome update. They were going to, because I just about every biome needs an overhaul, as well as other dimensions, such as the end needs an overhaul.
Yeah.
So they put out concept art, and see that I think right there was the danger, and that's something that Azuma hit on, is alluding to, or not exactly making promises, but alluding to things that that might be. There's a danger in doing that, because you've seen it in other games like Cyberpunk 2077, where they were showing off things that just didn't make it to the final game. Games like No Man's Sky, where a lot of things were promised in that game, and they finally delivered on it. And I'm sure as time goes on, Mojang will add things. Hopefully, you know, I'm wondering if they'll do a smaller update like they did with the Buzzy Bees update, and maybe, or 1.19.2 or whatever, put in some things that were maybe, they can still do the Fireflies. There's no reason why they couldn't do the Fireflies.
Yeah, and the
You know,
Fireflies is something I think would have added so much ambience and a real difference to that new biome.
right?
And And they made such a big deal of it. And I see on your chat there, Flazity. Hello, Flazity. He says apparently the frogs die from eating fireflies in real life. That was the issue. Yes, 100% correct. But let's make them an ambience thing. And I said this in the previous podcast. Why don't they just do it something like the spore blossom?
Right.
Yeah.
But then we've got other things in the deep dark and the ancient cities, which I didn't expect the ancient cities. We were expecting the warden in part 2, or the caves and cliffs when it was first announced. Then it was pushed off. So everything to deal with that, skulk sensors and the wireless redstone, was pushed off. So I'm excited about those things. But again,
I don't think it's been a bad update. I just think, and Jurassic is writing a bit of a thesis here in my chat at the moment. He's saying a lot of things that I agree with. And I think where a lot of the dissatisfaction comes on, I'm just going to read Jurassic's thing here because it's for me, it captures it spot on. I also feel like there was really bad communication. Too much info and then cancelling ideas and saying after it is cut. A lot of hype about things than nothing. I think the higher ups at Mojang also have a responsibility. They have not come out and supported their team. The developers are getting the heat from decisions made from higher ups. Now, I've followed a few of the developers on Twitter,
right.
and there's actually a few that have left, that are leaving after this update. There's quite a few.
Right. And one thing we do on this podcast is theorize about all things Minecraft. My theory is, and I don't know this for sure, it's just a theory, just my opinion, that maybe because of the disappointment of this update, I mean, I've seen it happen with other developers where the game just wasn't received well. So either the company disbanded or people left, went to other companies or whatnot. So I'm kind of concerned about Mojang, because overall, from what I'm seeing, it was not well received.
The end of the day, and I was about to say this, what Flazity just said in your chat. It's owned by Microsoft, so they've got to answer to the higher ups as well.
Right.
It must be incredibly hard for that team. You've got a game that's been out for 10 years and it's highly popular. It's considered the best game of all time. It's got a huge following. It's a huge base. You're not going to please all of the people all the time. That's just a simple reality of it. And if you look at, say, we've had 3 updates in like a year and a half or something like that. And if you take that year and a half as a full cycle of update, that's actually a huge step. You look what we got with Caves and Cliffs. We got a whole world generation change for the better. And then we've got, you come to this 1.19, and then you've got, let's face it, you've got 2 biomes. You've got a whole heap of new bits and pieces. You've got wireless redstone technology with the Skulk. You got the Warden and that whole experience.
Right.
It's not and might I add, for free.
Yeah, Flazity said huge free updates.
Yeah, exactly. I hadn't seen that one, but yeah, I think Flazity and I are sort of hitting on the same line of thinking here. For free. And what other game? We're in a society now where developers release games not fully developed, knowing that they are going to release DLC and get more money.
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft doesn't do that. We get the game, and then they continue to work on things for us. They don't need to do that, and they do. Because they're masters by Microsoft now. Then potentially down the track, I can see that it heading in that direction. But for now, we're getting all this for free. Do we actually have a right to complain that, well, they put up a picture of a I can't speak, a birch forest update, and we didn't get it? Do we have that right? Because we're getting it for free. Like, if they can't fit it in, they can't fit it in. But this comes back to Jurassic's point, and I agree with this. They need to communicate better.
Yeah, and
right?
that goes back. Go ahead.
I was going to say they lay groundwork for things, and then when they can't deliver on it, people jump up and down. And they've had a couple of fumbles in a row here. Archaeology, bundles, having to split caves and cliffs into two. The birch forest thing, which I don't 100% jump into, but there's a lot of fumbles, and I'm using like air quotes here that my chat can see. And if they're making a call that, hey, you know what, guys, we're not going to get the birch forest out for this one, say that earlier.
Exactly.
When that decision's actually made, not wait till the last minute. And also, don't tease the community with stuff if that's not going to happen. I.e., putting out a music disc that, my goodness, sounds like you're opening up a portal to another dimension. Don't tease people with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I had issue with that too. And I've seen people, lots of people on Twitter, which is where most of the Minecraft devs hang out, just call them out, and saying, you really shouldn't, like you said, tease something and not be able to deliver on it, or explain it. But with the deep dark, or specifically with the ancient cities, and this is our theory, is there is something to do with that portal, and no one really knows what that is. It's that the reinforced deep slate is a placeholder for something. It's got to be. And you and I have discussed it, but what you guys that are in chat, what are your feelings on the ancient cities? Do you think that is alluding to something that's coming next, or do you think it's just nothing? I mean,
yeah, there's too much around that, I think, for it just to stop at this point. And while the chats are putting their thoughts there, Keegers says beggars can and always will be choosers, 100%.
yes.
And that's a big problem. Problem's probably the wrong word, but that is the thing. We have a society of apparent entitlement now.
Oh yeah.
So that also plays a part in it. But I think what you might find, and this would be a shame, is you might see the development team actually close ranks a little bit and not actually be as engaging, for lack of a better term, or not as open with things, for fear of this sort of flashback that they're getting.
Right.
I think they've got to be smarter about it, but I hope they don't take it too far and just totally close up and then that's it.
Okay, so, something on that. Did you watch the Azuma video on his thoughts? Okay. One thing he had mentioned, a suggestion, is don't do a Minecraft live, a Minecraft festival, whatever you want to call it. But don't announce the next update. or don't tease a bunch of things. Just maybe announce what the update's going to be, but don't show everything. And then you start snapshots. So everything you're getting in the snapshots is what's going to be in the game. And it's totally fresh, totally new. And basically what you see is what you're almost going to get. So, you know, if they did it the other way where they announce the new update for the next update, and then they show off a bunch of concepts, and then are not able to deliver on those concepts through the snapshots because they just can't work in testing, you know, then they run into the same problems. But what Azuma said is just have it fresh. Just announce what it's going to be, whether it's going to be the Aether dimension or a new updated end dimension or something totally different, because I didn't expect the wild update. I knew we were getting the deep dark at some point, but the wild update, that name caught me off guard. So what do you guys think about seeing things as they release snapshots? And not everybody follows the snapshots. I do, because I love the latest news, you know, and that's something that until the next update is announced, we will have to kind of fill that void that we start the podcast off as talking about snapshots.
Yeah, well, it's going to give us something to talk about, which is great. We've got Sweeney here, Sween Pie. Notice me, Sween Pie, in the chat. If they continue to close up, it will get worse. I agree with that. And then he agrees with you. Snapshots are the surprise. Yes, you'll be excited to see what the snapshots are. Question. So you just said that they shouldn't reveal everything, and they don't want to have, and shouldn't be putting out unrealistic expectations that don't eventually make the final cut. Do you think that if they were, let's go back to when they announced 119, do you think that if they had have done that, it would have just been basically showing off the Deep Dark and the Warden? Then they would have been getting people saying, well, we saw this last year. What's new?
Oh, probably.
So do you think they got into the point of going, well, we've got to show something here because we haven't got much? So then they showed off tadpoles, propagules. I love saying that word, propagules. It rolls off the tongue. Do you think they caught themselves in a no-win situation with what they've done here, and that's what's led to where they are?
Right, yeah, because, you know, if they didn't have something else, then it would have to be named Caves and Cliffs Part 3. You know, it was something that was supposed to be included in Caves and Cliffs. And if all they showed off is the Deep Dark and Ancient Cities, yeah, it wouldn't be. But does it really fit the name the Wild Update?
Yeah, and we did discuss that in the last month's podcast. It's not the right name now. If they had have put the birch forest in that they alluded to at Minecraft Live, then yes, you're probably getting closer. But yeah, I think they probably could have changed the name or adjusted the name or picked a better name, or I don't know, something.
Right.
I got a comment here from Enzyme. Actually, I've missed one. Dirty Dog. Hello, Dirty Dog. I just wait until it's out, then explore it with friends. And that's a good way to do it as well. I personally, I like playing with the snapshots a little bit when I get time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's obviously a nice way to do it as well. I know a lot of people do that as well. You know, I had I was speaking to someone today that I hadn't spoken to apparently for 6 months. Apparently we have random conversations every 6 months. And I was being asked, how do I find the new biome? You know, so there's people out there that don't play the snapshots. And how you play Minecraft is up to you. I've got a comment from Enzyme, which I haven't read in full yet. So this is the
yeah, I got one here from Reimagine after you're done.
No worries. Oh, I can't wait for that one. But you have You have to remember that this is Minecraft, a game that is basic, but advanced in their own way. Some of the things they cancel is what doesn't go with their vision. And a lot of people want things that don't go in the vision, and that hurts people. I think if I can interpret that right, yes, I agree. And like for one thing was the copper horns. I think they brought into the game, then they pulled that out because it didn't achieve the vision, even though they got positive feedback from it. Um, and like they're the gatekeepers of the game. They're the developers, and they've got the right to do that. But as Jurassic's rightly followed up with, their hype is their curse right now, and they are hyping wrong, and that's what's leading to problems.
Right. So, Reimagine, going back to talking about the, I'm guessing it's the portal, the structure in the middle. Her first impression was that it was a placeholder for a new area of the game. Overworld, Nether, and the end we have, if I'm interpreting this right, need something new. Now, I don't know how many people know this, but I didn't know it until recently. Was King B Dogs is one of the original developers of the Aether mod. He came from Minecraft mod developing to work for Mojang. So that's another theory that it could be the Aether mod, and I still don't know what that is. I guess you can get to it in better Minecraft. I mean, is it floating cities, floating islands? What is it? I mean, is it Skyblock?
I never had the benefit, because I've only been playing Minecraft for 2 years. I never had the benefit of the original Aether mod, and what's in better Minecraft mod pack is someone that's sort of taken that mantle up and tried to do it. Basically, it's like you got the Nether, which is hell, and the Aether is like the heavens. So you go up there, and it's all like floating islands, and all very pretty, and all different sort of animals and stuff like that. That's what it is in better Minecraft at the moment. It's still got dangers, but it's I'm not 100% familiar with what the original was, but I do know that mod was very well received, and that's what got King B Dogs the position in Mojang that he has.
Okay. Well, overall, I feel like he has done an excellent job on the Deep Dark and the Ancient Cities.
I'm just going to jump in here. Bearded Boss Alex says about the Aether, it's like a fairy happy land. So they must all be having happy cookies or something.
So, Lazardy, he says he doesn't play snapshots, and he doesn't watch the videos on them. So that way he's not disappointed when things change. I enjoy it on its release. Where's Lee? Hi, sir. How are you? Where's Lee has joined the chat.
Yes, he's in mine too. He just said back in action. Those knees, and I'm led to believe very shortly his knees will be back in action. So Mido, if you're around, warm up.
Oh, do we get the knee cam back?
I'm more interested in puppy cam.
Oh, puppy cam. Oh, yes, definitely puppy cam.
Yeah.
So, the snapshots. We got something that we didn't talk about. There is another update or snapshot, whatever you want to call it, 1.19.1. The only thing I've seen, I had to educate myself on this. The only thing I've seen so far is they're calling it duplicate allays using amethyst shards or breed them.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be better to say breeding as opposed to duplicating? But anyway,
I think that's going to get possibly abused. I can see people wanting, especially on an SMP like Interomes, you're going to have a limited amount. The woodland mansions and outposts, so they're going to be limited. But why use amethyst shards because you can find the geodes everywhere. So I think that there could get abused. I would have liked to see him use like the echo shards from the, you know, make those also usable for other things besides a recovery compass, which I'll never use. So I think you have a limited amount of echo shards, but you'll be able to get a few more allays, which that's just my thoughts on that one.
So, on that, and Sweeney just mentioned one of the things, but I'm going to read. There's a tweet from that came out from one of the developers, and this came out a little while ago, and I saw it, so I thought, oh, I'll take a screenshot of this because this is going to come up in the podcast. So, seeing some questions as to why we landed on amethyst shards as the item for allay duplication. 1, they have a musical sound to them, which goes well with allays. 2, they are renewable, something we really wanted. Then 3, the magical feeling of them resonates, pun intended, well with allays.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, I can see it, but again,
The thing is, they wanted allays to be relatively rare, and for me, they sometimes, I think they might be tempted to go too far to trying to put out the people that are cranky, the vocal minority, for lack of a better term.
mhm.
So people are saying, oh, they're too hard to go and get. Okay, so now you've only got to go to find one outpost, get 1 or 2 allays, bring them back, and then duplicate to your heart's content because you're going to have 1,000 amethyst shards. So
Right.
once again, no need to go for the keep hunting out for those mansions and stuff because you just get 1 or 2. Yay, you're done. You're good. You got all the allays you'll ever need. So I think sometimes we go too far to please the
Yeah,
vocal minority.
that's why
Like,
I thought.
let these things be rare. Let them be rare. Let
Right.
it be a challenge to get them. Why do we have to have the game handed to us on a silver platter? Let's make a challenge. Well, let's have some things genuinely be rare, and by rare I don't mean things like the echo shards and those discs where who really cares about them, right? Whoop de doo. But the allays are useful, so let's keep them rare. Let's make them rare. Let's get out there, and it gives a purpose to having to go exploring for multiple mansions because let's face it, unless what's the point of going and looking for a woodlands mansion? There's not that much in them, so you don't really need to go. And hardcore, you go after them because you need your totems of undying, which helps you. But the allays were a reason to go hunting these things down.
Right.
Yeah, and I think what Flazity just said on your chat is right. LA shop coming to all SMPs. Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. I'd like. I had mentioned on the Discord that I'd like to figure out how to set up a beacon mine operation where they can just collect everything I need and then have a drop off station. Because you go out beacon mining for whether it's diamonds or just a bunch of stone or cobble or granite, whatever, you end up with big old chest monsters of random stuff. So if you could have your allays sort that while you're doing beacon mining, I mean, and that's the other thing is you're mining so fast. You've got items laying everywhere because your inventory is full. That's going to cause that can cause potential lag. So I think that's one thing that I'd like to try and do is set up something like that.
And that sort of leads into something that bearded boss Alex here has said. don't even worry about the mining part. LAs will be the new auto sorter without redstone.
Oh yeah. I saw that in Discord.
But what's going to cause more lag though, like the Impulse SV item sorter, or all those LAs flying around?
Well, the allays are you can actually trap them in the hopper. So as soon as they pick up an item, I mostly what I've seen of the auto sorters for allays is their strength is sorting non-stackables.
Yeah.
So
And as Sweeney just Sweeney Pie rightly said, you'd still need redstone for that system, which is true.
yeah,
Because you need to keep the note block continually ding, ding, ding every 30 seconds or whatever it is. Otherwise,
right.
they become unattached to those note blocks. A LA
Yeah,
video
exactly.
coming soon on the Troge channel. Link to the Troge channel now in chat. Selfless promotion.
Well, everybody there? Uh-oh.
Actually, Sween Pie just says Ilmango did a lag test on allays and they are really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of farms, and the Troge channel, you guys keep your eye out for a future 1.19 farm. I think we've hinted on it, but you and I have been developing something that should be fun. And I thought about, maybe doing an upgraded version of that with the allays doing the sorting.
Yeah. As long as we can get the containment unit right, mate, because you don't like coming back to the overworld and the world. There's some people that have seen the photo of the mistake of this farm, and I'll put the photo up of the farm, the mistake, after the video's out. But whoo-wee, what a mistake that was. What a mess.
Yeah, I should have told you.
You should have, yeah. Well, lesson learned on that one. And Alex, yes. So basically, I think it's every 30 seconds the note block has to re-ding. Otherwise, your lays come back to find you, not the note block.
Right.
So you need to set up basically a clock so it just keeps activating it enough. So yeah, let's jump onto that one. I've got I just want to say at this point, I'm getting a lot of great comments in chat. I'm sorry I'm not grabbing them all. I'm trying to give everyone a sort of an even say across the board here, and I'm sort of following the line of the conversation. So if I haven't said some, I apologise, but I do appreciate the feedback. I'm trying to grab them as they fit in the convo. So thank you very much. Please keep them coming.
Yeah. So what else? I mean, we've talked a little bit about theories. Do we want?
What's your well with the mangrove biome? I've had a comment that's come through from off chat from a different source. And it's I can't find the biome, but found the LA's easy peasy. I haven't really played enough with. Well, I haven't played it at all yet on like the full official release. I only played the snapshots, and I just use the locate command to find the biome.
Right.
I saw Flazity before on your set. It was like 27 restarts of worlds before he found it. Is it too hard to find the new content? Is that leading to the problems of people complaining, or at least contributing to it?
Now the mangrove swamp. I think a lot of people will be using things like chunk base. Once they get updated to find the mangrove swamps. I don't know if Deep Dark or the ancient cities will be part of chunk base. I think people still be using that quite a bit. But I did see Waddles put a video out, 1.19 hacks or whatever. I noticed a lot of people putting those out lately. But he said,
what are you referring to there? No.
He said that he's been seeing a lot found under mountainous areas. So
right.
I think that's going to be the place to look for these ancient cities.
Yeah. Well, I think it might be. I think it's more the mangrove. I think the reference to, but yeah, but the deep darks should be a hard thing to find. And I see Flazity said on your chat, I think it only generates in the warm areas. So
Oh, the mangrove swamps.
mm.
Yes. Uh, the we what Reimagine and I have done is um, the we actually have the seed for this season of Interrealms. So we generated a 1.19 world to because we want to get a head start on what we plan on in Interrealms. Once all the mods get released, we can start bringing some of the builds that we have. We what we built in the mangrove swamp is where we're setting up is really I'm proud of because it's 100% our build, and there's always a satisfaction when you build something that's you can call your own. But I did notice, like Flasherty said, it's near. It's kind of surrounded by another swamp and a jungle, and there's a what do you call that? Savanna nearby. So yeah, that is true. So look for jungles and savannas and things like that, and you might find um, a mangrove swamp.
Well, time to go hunting, I suppose.
Right. I think the hard thing is going to be finding that ancient city, though.
Oh, definitely. But they're not. Wouldn't call them super rare. Well, on the snap. If I could speak, it would be great. On the snapshot releases, they weren't super rare.
Right.
And there was actually a couple of cases I found like two side by side. So unless that was fixed in generation, I'm not sure.
Exactly. Oh, one thing I don't know how many of you caught the last podcast, but one thing that they had changed in the snapshots was the mangrove swamps were quite dense. I mean, I think more dense than the dark oak forests, and even during the day they were quite treacherous. You have roots and vines and stuff everywhere. So one thing that they did change is that tree generation. The mangrove trees is kind of spread out.
I think that's a good thing.
Oh
Allows you
yeah.
to go through it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And don't forget, guys, if you would like to call in and actually chat with us live on this podcast, you can do so. And we would very, very much enjoy that. So head on to Discord and I'll put the link up somewhere.
Yeah, I don't have any of that.
The link's on my chat. So that's the benefit of having a stream deck. Yeah, so you can hop on there and yeah, you can pop on and say hello and your thoughts on it. Come in and say Bubba Booey. You can say whatever you like, Alex, as long as it's not swearing. That's all good. But no, like, what's your overall opinion of this? Like, what's your overall takeout? Like, you've probably played with this more than I have, like, because you've done all the snapshots, you've done all the pre-releases, you've done a lot. What's your overall takeaway
Of this whole update?
119. Yeah, as a whole, 119. Yours individually. Like, we've talked about the community. I've been vocal about my thoughts. What's your overall takeaway?
Well, when you see that the problem is I compare it to past updates. The Nether, if I had to put them in like a tier list, the Nether update was huge. So, so many Nether biomes, structures, new structure, new mobs, lots of new blocks. That's that you see in a lot of builds. So that would be the top of my tier list. And then in more recent, the new world generation, I absolutely love. The caves. I like the ones that are wide open to explore. The ones that are getting it pretty narrow or see, that's why as a miner, in case you didn't know, I don't do coal mining because
Wait,
those
you're
are
a
tight.
miner? You're a real life miner? Really?
Shh, it's a secret.
Okay, you've kept that one really well hidden.
Anyway, I don't do coal mining because those are really, really tight spaces. The mining I'm used to, it's wide open. I mean, you can drive trucks underground in the mines I've been in. So that's the kind of exploring I like in the new update. Now, in comparison to this, 1.19 kind of feels like maybe beefier Buzzy Bees update. Buzzy Bees was 1.15 and it was I forget all what was added, but it was kind of a minor or a smaller update. This to me, Wild Update seems like a smaller update, and I think if they would have labeled it as that, people wouldn't have expected so much from it. So overall, I mean, I like what we've got, but I wish we would have had a little bit more.
Do you think, right, we've had what now, 3 updates like every 6 months. Right, bang, 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 bang. Are they better off just saying 1 update a year? And that's it. Now, not every update has to be huge, right? It doesn't always have to be a 118. It doesn't always have to be a Nether update. It doesn't always have to be a big thing. But do we just go back to once a year? Now, as someone that runs 2 servers, when there's an update, it's just it takes a lot of time to you get wait for all the mods to update, then you got to update the servers and all that. I wouldn't mind them going back to once a year. Like, that's fine by me. But would that also help them not feel so rushed and like be able to get some of these things done in that time frame?
Right.
As opposed to trying to force it into a very restricted time frame and they can't deliver.
So are you saying like what they did with 1.17 and 1.18 kind of split a larger update into smaller updates or just do one bigger update a year? Because I mean,
it'd be better for me. I can tell you that much.
even if they, I've seen. I don't know how many people play Call of Duty, but to keep up with the yearly game, they've kind of split it into different teams. So they still put out a new update or a new game every year, but maybe they just have to have either a longer development cycle or, different teams, because just like everybody gets burnt out. If you're pushing yourself to get something out, and hopefully everybody's happy with it. But the truth of the matter is, you cannot please everybody. Why not just take the time and do it right?
Yeah, exactly. And
Oh, okay. Flazzardy said um, he liked how it was big update, villager, and then a small update, and then big again. That's a good idea too. Is do like a staggered update. Go, big, small, big, small. That way, you could still lay out what you would like to do, but just break it up into a different size update. I like that.
yeah, and yeah, actually, when you think about it like that too, like I'm just reading Flazzity's comment there, and I'd like to thank Flazzity for his contributions tonight. It's been great having him here.
Oh yeah.
Villager update. Now it was before my time, but I've done a bit of research actually for this podcast because I knew we were going to sort of probably touch on updates and what had come in the past. So like, the villager pillage update that changed the game in its own monumental sort of way with something very different and a whole different like raids and all that sort of jazz. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I am wrong. But it introduced a whole new element, a whole new thing. Then you had the Nether update, which just completely revamped the whole Nether, and it actually allowed for new game modes that people created. Like I and others did. Start in the Nether challenge or Nether survival. We've done Last Life series in the Nether with Nether looked better. Um, you know that introduced something big, and then you had the caves and cliffs, which added massive world generations. And now we've gone back actually to what's perceived as a smaller update, and people are whinging. Maybe I don't know what the solution is. I honestly feel at the moment the way the community seems to just whinge about everything,
Mm-hmm.
the developers are in a no-win situation. I honestly feel, and I think that's why they've got to probably play it a little bit smarter than what they have been doing with the way they announce it and all that sort of stuff.
Right. Uh, Enzyme says uh, if they don't hype it up and they don't update frequently to call people back, they won't return as often to test the game. Uh, Gameplay 3 months and dip. Um, Along with that, I thought about something earlier. Do you guys think, or you Troj, do you think because of the reception of this update, it's going to hurt content creators? Uh,
Say that again.
do you think that because of the reception, the disappointment of this update, do you think it's going to hurt content creators? Um, I just found out today that Legacy SMP has disbanded. So
Look, I think Legacy had different issues.
right, well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. There's as far as content goes, there's only so much you can do with a swamp and an ancient city. So, I mean, Interrealms has some plans. I have some plans of things I'd like to do, but I don't know. I'm wondering how the rest of the Minecraft content creation community is going to deal with trying to create content around this update.
Do you think, though, the vast majority of Minecraft players and people that casually watch YouTube videos care enough about what's being put out there by the vocal minority to actually affect it that much? The casual gamer is not going to care. The casual gamer probably doesn't even know half the stuff that's going on behind the scenes and what we're talking about right now. They're probably going, "Oh, look, we're updated. We got it LA, and we got new swamps, and we got this new stuff." And they continue
Mm-hmm.
on. Oh, cool, we got something else new. That's great. is it just the vocal minority that's making all this noise? And unfortunately, again, we live in a society where the vocal minority seems to get listened to time and time and time again. What did Enzyme just say? The average player game span is very short. They play for 3 months and burn off. That is a very good point too. You know, we are in a game here that's 10 plus years old.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to keep people's interest in it. What I can say is, you know, and I've mentioned this before, and you know, Spadetti has, you know, chatted to me. You know, we chat occasionally, and they've said to me that, you know, they've noticed a very impressions of their content is down, and it's a downward trend. And you know, obviously, our channels are nowhere near the size of 100,000 subscribers, but you know, I've got one there, 5,500, and its impressions are down. Even the Troge channel, which is featuring on like tutorials and stuff like that. Even in the the 4 or 5 months that I've been doing that channel, the impressions are down as an overall trend. When you talk percentages, it's down. So Minecraft is in a downward trend anyway. And if you actually search on, Keegers might be able to remind me what the name of the website is, but you can actually go somewhere and you can see what the frequency of things that are searched on Google and YouTube are. And there is a distinct, and Keegers and I were looking at this the other night when we were having an Interrealms meeting for social media management and all that sort of stuff. There is a downward trend that has been existing now for over 12 months on Minecraft, of people searching it, looking it up. It's on a downward trend. Not to say it's not going to come back up, because everything goes in cycles. But thank you, the Google Trends. Thank you. There is a definite downward trend there, and at some stage, I think we need to accept that, and I'm not saying it's anytime soon, but at some stage, they're going to go, we're done with Minecraft, and we move on to something like that team, and we move on to something else, or we move on to Minecraft 2, or something. Like, it's not going to last forever. And it's impressive that it's lasted for 10 plus years, and it still maintains a relatively prominent place in pop culture and for content creation, and people generally enjoying it. But what is next? You know, there's a definite decline overall in interest. It is slowly going down. You can't deny that. But when you look at the Google Trends and all those sort of things, you can't deny it. I don't think the 119 disappointment as a whole is what's leading to people going, oh, it's all over. It's definitely not what's led to Legacy dying. I can't speak to that because I'm not even behind the scenes of Legacy, but I think some SMPs get it wrong, and you know, you only have to look for Legacy between season 1 and season 2. Something must have happened behind the scenes there, because there was clearly issues. So, you know, so many small SMPs pop up, and I think was it Severus or someone said on Twitter there tonight, you know, there's some SMPs don't do planning; they just get a bunch of people together, like Interrealms. How we started Interrealms, you know, just a bunch of people thrown together and go. But that way of doing SMP content is dead. Like that's why
Right.
you know, we decided with Interrealms to go like a very storied narrative route, and you know, some of us have gone with cinematics and stuff. So I've sort of waffled here and I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, I don't think 119 and this vocal minority is what's to blame for that downward trend, because it's existed before 119. It's existed if you go back to things before even 118, before 117. It was a downward trend. Nether brought it back up. 118 probably brought it back up, but there's a definite downward trend. And as I was just about to say that, Enzyme, and there you can see on those trends when the hype comes up and when there is a release, it does get a bump. It does definitely get a bump. Always gets a bump. And I can see that as well from my latest Iron Farm tutorial video. Because 3 months ago or 2 months ago, whenever it was that I released it, I entitled that 119 and it did nothing. And all of a sudden, now that 119's out, it started to move. So you always get that bump. And, that's probably why they have gone now to 3 monthly / 6 monthly updates to try and keep that hype pumping. But it's now negatively hurting.
Right. Flattery says Hermacrafts X stated that they saw an upwards trend with Villager update. Before that, it was on a downward trend. Lockdown helped too, which I agree on. Then then the cliff started on the downward trend again, and I, excuse me. My feeling is that may have been because of the split of the caves and cliffs, but overall, I'm very happy with that update. I think it was worth the wait. But I don't know. This wild update, I personally, if you were to ask me, or if Mojang were to ask me, I'm hyped for the next update. I'm hyped for 1.20, whatever that's going to be, because I think with this update and how it was received, they're going to have to deliver something big. But like Azuma said, I don't think they need to maybe not promise too much. Just say, okay, end update, but don't show concept art. Don't show. I really like the idea of just getting features as they're developed. Just saying, okay, we're doing an end update. And that's my theory. That's my theory of what's next is an end update. And that's what I'm hoping for. Because it's it's so barren. I mean, before the Nether update, the Nether seemed pretty barren. So
the Nether was boring. I think the next one. I still maintain that this wild update, and as Bearded Boss Alex has just said, wild update was just a bad naming for it. Should have just been called the Deep Dark. I agree with that.
mm-hmm.
I think 119, and we've said this and we've alluded to it, has set groundwork for future updates. And I think the next one will be a fourth dimension. I don't think they'll touch the end next. I really don't. And the reason I say that is I was thinking about this. I was watching a live stream of, I can't remember who now, one of the hermits. And the thought struck me, the reason they updated the Nether, besides it overly needing an update, was people weren't spending a whole lot of time in the Nether. That was one of the reasons it come out. They had the average time in there was minutes. That was it. And usually you would use the Nether for one of two things. One, you would go there to mine for quartz. Two, you would use it for fast travel or quicker travel.
Yep.
So then they updated it to get people to spend more time there. But people spend more time in the end. Why? End busting.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
So I don't think it's going to be their next focus. I've thought about this a bit more. I think you're going to see a fourth dimension. And that's what this portal thing in the ancient cities is going to lead to in some way. And it's laid the groundwork for it. And I think, in the meantime, maybe Keegers, if you do me a favor, could you find Keegers is my mod, or if Naku's around, or somebody, what happened with Minecraft in March of 2019? Because that'll be a topic I want to raise very, very quickly. Someone could look that up for me. I think you're going to find that they're going to want, touching on all those topics that we've talked about. I just saw a comment from someone who just cracked me up. I'm sorry.
You successfully distracted me. Well done. Um,
Was it Worsley saying chum bucket?
no, that would have got me. Where's
Chum bucket.
I think touching on what we've just said, that they go the ups and downs, the downward trend. I think they're going to want to do something that's really going to bring the attention back to the game and really fire up interest. And I reckon that's going to be a fourth dimension.
Now, before you get the information you need, one other theory that's out there that was tossed around. I think I saw Doc M77, or maybe it was someone else, said maybe that the next update should be a quality of life type update. Better inventory management, getting the things that were like the bundles that we were promised, or that they talked about. Maybe it could be just a smaller, like Flattery said, maybe. I say I still don't see the wild update as a huge update. It's a lot of people say it is, but I just don't see it. So maybe not. Maybe they shouldn't try and promise a huge update and just do quality of life type things.
Yeah, but is a quality of life update going to get attention? Is it going to drag people back to the game?
Probably not.
Are you going to get people going, holy heck, my inventory's improved, let's jump back in? I don't think so. I think I agree with him. It needs a quality of life overhaul, 100%. When obviously I play Better Minecraft mod pack, and I do that series on Better Minecraft on the Better Minecraft server, and some of the mods there that make your quality of life with inventory management and all those things, it could be done so much better.
Right.
But I don't think it's the type of update to solely do. I think it needs to be something that's included as part of something bigger, because updates need to grab that sort of attention, and I just don't think that's
right.
it. Yeah. I don't think you'll see that.
Right. One thing I'd like to see them maybe try and do, and I think they were trying this with Bedrock, but maybe it got disbanded, would have Mojang get involved more with the modding community, because you can find just about anything, just about any mod. I mean, if you want fireflies, you can have fireflies. If you want a better birch forest with hollow birch logs, you can have it. There's a mod, just like in Apple, smartphones. If there's an app for that, it's out there. If there's a mod, something that's needed, the modding community will create it. So I'd like to see that Mojang maybe get involved, reach out to modding communities where, like, okay, we're struggling with this, our in-house programmers. Maybe you guys could help us out, see if we can get this to work. And I think it would help get one thing that I've seen happen, like with the hermits, especially Doc M77, and it's been an issue that we talked about, is fair use and getting community involved, recognizing other creators, giving credit where credit is due. It would help get, smaller modding communities noticed. Like Terralith, what they've done with terrain generation is far exceeds Caves and Cliffs. Some of the things I've seen them put out. if they would maybe collaborate with other modding communities, I think that would be a cool thing that they could maybe do.
See, as good as the 118 world generation was, when I look back on it now, though, I think you need more cave biomes because you've really only got lush caves as something different, and dripstone caves, and then the rest is just caves of different sort of designs of caves, but they're just caves. And I believe in when they announced it, you know, they had like icy caves and all sorts of stuff. But with the Terralith world generation, and then even biomes of plenty and those other mods, you know, you get so many different types of caves. And the thing with Terralith as a standalone data pack, it's not a mod, it's a data pack. Just as standalone, if it's not part of the Better Minecraft pack, it doesn't add any new blocks to the game. It's just the way that it uses those blocks to create new biomes. And it's something else. It's next level. And it's just, it's some of those the scenery that it generates is absolutely breathtaking. Keegan said there's 4 cave biomes: caves, dripstone, lush, and I would argue geode. I think geode's a feature. I don't see that as a biome. But you take caves, like caves is just caves, then you got dripstone and lush. So I would like to have seen more types of caves. So if anything, even though the world generation was a huge thing, I think there's a lot of overworld work that needs to happen yet to get the game to be at that point where they're happy with it, the community's happy with it. I think there's a lot more to come with that. But again, you're not going to, I don't think you're going to see that anytime soon. I still think you're going to get a 4th dimension.
Right.
I just want to circle back quickly to this trend topic that we were talking about. So in terms of interest in Minecraft, so in October of 2018, the interest in Minecraft had been a complete downward trend from basically 2013 to 2018 had been a very distinct and obvious downwards trend. Then it was the release of Village and Pillage, and it jumped back up nowhere to where the interest in was where it was at its height. Now, in June of 2022, well, actually, let me rephrase that. Last month, it was almost at the equal lowest point that it's ever been in interest in terms of Google Trends and Google searching. And at the moment, there is a slight upwards trajectory. So it'll be interesting to see over the next month or two how that goes with this release. But Minecraft is almost as unpopular as it's ever been.
Right.
Almost. Like, we're looking at, 20 to 30. So it's almost as unpopular as it's ever been. And that has been a trend since 2018. So I think they need something. And you can see here, Village and Pillage was what? Poof, it made it go. And then I would say, yes. And then you've got the spike for the Nether. I think Flazity said that before.
Right.
So, yes, big things get people back, but nowhere near back to where it was. And that's why I think they need to go big. And that's why I think you're going to find the next update, 120, is going to be another dimension. Something new, something fresh that they can work on from scratch. Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Couple points here from my chat. Zhaush says, and I agree with this. You have to remember that what holds Minecraft is the fact that it has to run on bad devices like mobile and tablets. That's why we don't have bundles, because they cannot get bundles to work with touch controls. They're striving for parity. They would like things to be the same on both PC and Bedrock or mobile or whatever. So that's going to be a kind of a restriction, a stumbling block going forward. Enzyme says it might have started. Minecraft started as PC, but it evolved. I understand they want to make it more accessible to everyone, but it's like Josh said, it's going to hold them back. Flazardy says doesn't the deep dark now count as a K biome? Yes, but that was still one of those things that was promised in the original Caves and Cliffs. So that would have gave us more, even if we didn't have the warden, they were already starting to tease things in Caves and Cliffs for the skulk sensors. So yeah, it is another cave biome. Yeah. Oh, Minecraft on 3DS. I did not know that. Okay.
So
Yeah.
with that in mind, then why we've got Bedrock, we got Java, right, and they're after parity on that. I think people understand that if you're going to play on a mobile device, it's not going to be the same experience. So why can't we have? I don't know. This is just a genuine question. Why can't we have like third version? Bundles work on PC. They work on Bedrock. They work on console. Can't those versions of the game have it?
Right.
Why? I don't know. Can we just have the good stuff?
Well, I mean, and it's something that they don't have on. Well, we have the modding community, but Bedrock has the marketplace, which a lot of your mods and whatnot are free. But if I'm wrong, I think a lot of what you get in the Bedrock marketplace you have to pay for. So, I don't know. I do agree. Maybe there has to be a separate version. I mean, but you've also got Minecraft Dungeons, which is something totally different.
Oh yeah,
So.
don't even get onto Dungeons. That's a complete different beast,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
You're right, Fuzzy. There is a mod pack for bundles. That is correct. But I'm more meaning as an overall approach, and I also take Josh's comment on your stream there, Minor.
Yeah, coding for the different devices is, and that's when you see, before I got into Minecraft, I followed consoles a lot, and trying to port different games from console to console because they're written in a different programming language is often difficult.
Yeah, fair comment, fair call, but I'll just go get my mods.
Yeah.
No, it should be. I'm interested to see how it trends. Interest in Minecraft trends with this update.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Oh, there's definitely an increase in people searching for 119 things. I can definitely see that just on my small channels. But yeah, what the sustainability of that is, I don't know. So we'll see. We will
Right. How long will that excitement last for this update? Because I saw the excitement last quite a while for the Nether update.
Oh, I did a whole series on a Nether.
Yeah.
Like survival, Nether survival. Then we, even then, last Christmas we did a Nether survival mini series, like when we had that event on the event server for Interrealms. So the interest in the Nether is still there.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I think, a very good update. It certainly was, and that's again why I think we're going to get a new dimension. That's what I reckon.
You're stuck on that new dimension, aren't you?
The minute I heard, well, I already had that sort of theory in my mind anyway.
Yeah.
The minute they released that new music disc with the sounds, it's like that's going somewhere. That's going somewhere.
Right. I don't know.
But it
You
was
just
interesting to hear. It was interesting to hear on the Spawn Chunks podcast. They had a guest on there from Bedrock. I can't remember his name on one of their last episodes, and he had the same idea as you, is that it led to the outer cities, the outer areas of the end. I still don't. I don't subscribe to that theory yet, but it was interesting to hear someone else have the exact same idea as you. So, and as Ree just said in my chat, hello Ree, that portal is going somewhere. It's going somewhere.
yeah. Yeah. Just how all that will come about. Um, I don't know. I really don't know.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Don't forget,
Um,
guys, you're running out of time. If you want to have a chat with us, call in. You're running out of time, because we are going to wrap up very shortly. So if you want to have a chat and get on the podcast, head over to Discord. You just got to say hello.
yeah, we've been going for almost 2 hours here, and
Indeed. It's
I've
coming up on 2 a.m. for me. So
right, yeah, and I'll have plenty of good material. If you want to listen to this back, um, I'm not sure what the podcast release schedule is, but Keegus, if you're listening still, um, this is one I was excited about, so I'll try to get it to you as soon as possible.
And I just want to ask too, like, what does everybody think? Obviously, your chat's been pretty active. Mine's been pretty active. What do you guys think about this format of us doing this on live stream, getting you guys involved? What do you think? Are we onto a winner, or are we not?
Right? Should we do it like? Well, currently we've only been doing like one Minecraft lab a month. So I don't know if we'd want to do it like every so often or whatnot. But what I'd like to ask both chats, is I've got kind of a small list of topics to cover. So anytime you guys think there's a major topic that needs to be covered, we've covered trends, we've covered what makes an epic build, things of that nature. It can be lighthearted, like why I love Minecraft. That was the last one. One topic I've got on the docket is I would like to talk about bugs and glitches. Dracolis, the Dracolis's favorite thing, glitches.
Glitch.
Flasherty likes the interactive podcast, but I want to talk about, because there are things that are recognized by the technical community that is just commonplace, and then there's other people say that's cheaty, like duplicating TNT. Some people think that's totally cheaty. Some people think it's an accepted glitch or bug or whatever. You and I have different viewpoints on the nether roof and breaking bedrock on the nether roof. So that's another thing I'd like to discuss on a future podcast. So if you guys have any ideas for topics, I mean, it could be anything Minecraft related. We could do one on mods, our favorite mods.
I know one that you wanted to talk about was going to be we're going to go down the route of hardcore.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Well, we did talk. That was a trend. We talked about that in trends, but I have a love-hate relationship with hardcore. I just I don't know how to feel about hardcore, because to me hardcore just seems like Doc M77 put it, it's creative mode with fancy hearts. My feeling, this is my my opinion on hardcore, is it should be something that's pure. It's, you've got one life to build, to survive, and whatnot. If you're using mods to help you do things, you might as well just play in a regular survival world using things like Matica and whatnot. I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, well, we're into a whole nother topic there, so maybe put
Yeah,
that one on the docket as well for some,
Yes.
at least for part of a discussion of something. But yeah, because that could be quite interesting, and I'm sure everyone in this chat here is got some thoughts on that as well. So yeah, but no,
Yeah.
I see Flazity there says first time listener. I've really enjoyed this. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. It's been great having you here and taking your feedback. And yeah, we obviously the Interrealms podcast you can find on any streaming platform, Spotify, Audible, anywhere, all of them. If you want to look for it, you can find it. At Minecraft Lab, it comes out once a month. And yeah, we talk about all things Minecraft. The Interrealms podcast has this one. We have The Reapers, which is an audio drama series. We have gaming news at times, and we have something else that I can't. Oh, the recap, the last month.
Yes.
On the Interrealm server. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, I'm writing that one down.
Yeah, that might be the next one.
Just creator SMPs. Are they dead? I think I saw a video as someone had, or they were asking if Hermitcraft is dying. So I don't know. I haven't been watching as much myself. There's still some that I follow, but yeah, I think people are itching for something different, something fresh.
And you got the whole realm of, and you and I have had this discussion. If you try something new that people aren't looking for, how does it actually get found?
Yeah, how does it get discovered?
I think that's Interrealm's problem at the moment. We're doing something different. We're doing something fresh, but how do we get found? That's the challenge, because people aren't searching for cinematic Minecraft stories. So yeah.
Right.
Anyway, we'll just have to see what happens. Anyway, I really like that topic. We might even make that one for the next one, because it's topical at the moment with Legacy dying. And obviously, don't forget, only a few months ago, Imperial died as well. So,
right.
Not to mention all the thousands of little ones that pop up for a month too. So, you've got that next tier. So you got like Daybound, Interrealms. I can't think of many others. Like Treehouse, maybe. Yeah, I can't really think of any others really in that now mid tier that have been around for a little while and got some legs. What do we do? Where do we go?
Right.
Be interesting to see.
Well, if we're up to me, I just blow it all up and start over again.
You blow up every server, Miner. Every season, you blow up the world every time.
Well, I'm going to try it again. Or not the world, just myself. Just myself.
Just yourself. Fair enough. Well, if no one wants to join in for a chat, we might look to wrap up. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Yep. I think so. Got lots
Up
of
on
good,
2 hours.
lots of good chat here today. I appreciate every one of you stopping by and joining in the discussion. It's been really, really good. And
I've enjoyed this, having the chat there, feeding us lines of topic. I don't know whether we'll do this every time, but it might be not feasible to do it every time. But I've really enjoyed it, and I wanted to thank every single person that's been here. There's too many people in my chat to name off that came through. So thank you to everybody. Take it as a general group thank you. Really appreciated it. Also, those that are watching that aren't chatting but feeding me messages through other means, welcome. Good to have you here. Yeah, and obviously everyone on your stream as well. From my perspective, thank you.
yes. Yes, it has been.
Well done, Mida. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Okay.
It has been. Yeah, I'm reading. I'm making sure I didn't forget anybody. Just reading through the comments. Yes, Zhao, it has been a pleasure. Thank you all for joining us here on Minecraft Lab Live, and
Monica,
we
hello.
will make this a regular thing. I do believe.
Oh, well, I think it was a success.
Yes, I mean, you and I we can talk about our opinions and theories all day, but when we get the community involved, it causes us to think maybe in different directions because we have you involved, you guys in chat.
And there's no one more different than our community.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Monica. I'm glad you were here. Welcome in.
Enzyme. Okay, next one we will expect you to join the voice chat. We will. We want to lock down some people to come in and join in the voice chat discussion. Call-ins, we call them.
We will probably talk to Keegers, I think. Hey, Keegers, surprise, something else for you to think about for the best way to actually handle that, because that was a last-minute thought we had, was getting people to call in, and it's like, well, we'll just jerry-rig it through the Discord, but there might be better ways that we can do it. So,
right.
Yeah, I'd be keen to get that sort of involved, so that would be good.
Right.
But yes, everybody, but thank you very much. And yes, Afterlife. I forgot about Afterlife too. The older one. So.
Yep.
So yes, but no, I'm probably going to check out here. I'm going to raid Where's Lee.
Ah. Okay.
He's on interims as we speak at the moment.
And then I have no one to raid because I'm on YouTube. But you guys, if you're still on here, Jurassics, this Sunday, you'll find Jurassics on Interims. This Sunday, I believe he's got a schedule of working on the Hunger Games area. And yeah, go on over to Weresley also. If you're on Twitch. Yeah.
Naku's just given me a suggested raid message. Have you seen my wood? Raid.
Chum bucket.
Little wood. Anyway, yes, we're going to raid Where's Lee, and feel free to drop my wood.
Okay. This is Minor Thoughts and the man himself. That's you.
Oh, that's me again. Right, I forgot that like last time.
Yeah.
Troge.
And we're signing off from Minecraft Lab, and we hope to see you all in the next one.
We will. Thank you, everyone. Talk to you soon. See you around on all the socials. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.